不做攻略，只讲游戏故事，相信小声。大家好，我是 Zuddy， 欢迎回到《龙之信条2》的王城。今天还有手头一堆的任务需要去解决。第一个是之前一直压着的脚下之帽，一个喜欢探险的小男孩在贫民区失踪了，先和院长聊聊。
We've arrived, I see.
Vaults, you say? By my knowledge, they were sealed off. Ah, but you mention rubble, aye? Then perhaps the lad found a way through. Come, I fear there's not a moment to lose. Pray, follow me, and quickly.
肯德里克知道的挺多的。
I'll gather this.
有一座废弃的哨塔。
I believe this is the place to which the children were referring. Look there, a hole. Could he have passed through here? There is naught to be done but have a look for ourselves. The passage ahead looks small, but we may be able to squeeze through. Let us make haste.
老威建筑，哇哦！院长力大无穷啊！走吧，钻洞是我喜欢的。救赎之家的弟弟，这个地方应该已经很久没有人来了。这里有道门锁着，腐烂的兽肉，哇，好大的老鼠，养的真肥。两条路，一条是往下走，一条是往上走。先走上面。腐烂的花束。
Leave no stone unturned. 'Tis likely there's aught we've missed.
Indeed. Let us know if we can be of assistance, Arisen.
这个地方应该已经是好久没有人来了。这条道通向刚才向下走的那条路。
Malcolm,
找到了。
thank goodness you are unharmed. You have my eternal gratitude, Sir Arisen. Now I can breathe freely at last.
Sir Kendrick, you'll never believe what I've found. It's just up ahead. Books, sir. Books, books, and more books. It's like some sort of secret workshop.
Truly, perhaps we ought to take a look.
'Twould behoove us not to fall too far behind our guide.
True enough.
守护戒指，这就是刚才的近路。不是吧？这门咋怎么打不掉呀？啊，可以了。哇哦！
Heavens above!
Isn't it amazing? And I found it. Me.
'Tis quite a find indeed. Is this some manner of archive? Why, I've ne'er seen so many books. This collection must be worth a fortune. Might I ask that you not share the existence of this place with others, Sir Arisen?
对不起，我必须告诉别人，那个人是谁呢？就是法务官。
We cannot allow the knowledge accumulated here to be misused or mistreated. We ought to entrust its care to someone worthy, someone who can appreciate its true value. Pray tell me if you know of such an individual. As for you, Malcolm, I forbid you from telling anyone else about this place. 'Twill be...
Oh, but...
However, in exchange for your silence, you may come and go as you please. Let's investigate this place's secrets together, eh?
小孩子嘛，
Collection of tomes. I'm sure I'd be seeing stars, were I the scholarly sort.
这个白狼是个话痨啊。小孩子嘛，肯定是喜欢探险的，多动的。我小时候也喜欢探险
I'm
这种地
afraid
方，但是我胆子
I'm
小。
unfamiliar with the matter at hand. Perhaps we should have a more knowledgeable pawn join our party.
曾经我们这边有一座这个大学里面有一座古塔啊，这个应该是明末的一座古塔，当时的话还没有保护起来作为文物。小时候大概小学的时候上去爬过， 但是呢，听到上面有吱嘎的响，立马吓得跑下来，因为那个地方传说有狐仙。结果后来壮着胆子跟自己的同学一起上去以后，发现
Let's have a look then.
其实上面有个大学生拿着吉他在弹，好多年前的事了。简单看看，这里有几本书是需要去拿的。一份记载，史学家之书第4部分。史学家之书第3部分提到了巨大之力，巨人之力还是巨大之力？巨大之力的作用下，看看书架上有没有东西。有些东西不明显，要靠得很近以后才有可拾取的光束。我记得应该这个架子上还有一本东西的，而且我刚才捡了，没有就算了，以后再来吧。好，既然是这样的话，可以回去找一下法务官了。任务搞定。这次不走近路，走另外一条咱们没走过的路。这边应该是近路，刚才没走过的是这边。一条向上，一条向下。其实也没有什么值钱的东西。外面是墓穴啊，里面是图书库。盲猜一下，这里以前到底是干嘛的？反正我是猜不到。这里就是也不对啊，对，这里就是上去的路了。老鼠真的好大呀！
Water is nigh invisible in this gloom. No few times has an overconfident step soaked my boots.
后面是死路，塌方了已
I
经。
expect that's a common occurrence in our line of work.
先去职业工会换一下技能。我身上的正装没有脱，因为后面一系列任务都要去解决到。这里找到艾莲娜，好吧，她暂时还没有任务给咱们。职业技能师，身上有一个探求者之心，把它换掉。现在一共有12个了。上一期我还漏掉一个，在脸红大叔那个雕像的后面漏掉了，回头要自己去拿。变更一下技能，这边的话把潜行先拉出来。另外关于其他一些技能的活用啊，我只能说我是真他喵的现在思路有些固化了。之前谈到的有些跨度非常远的箱子，在这个岩石上咱们上不去啊。其实有很多技能的方法，包括法师的漂浮术。战士的好像有一个铁山靠啊什么的，咱们盗贼其实也有。1代的盗贼是有2段跳，2代没有，但是2代有这么一个暴跳的技能啊，就是比较繁琐一些，它可以在空中腾空一次。这么一想的话，之前咱们碰到的很多跳不过去的箱子，现在是不是都可以拿了啊？当然，现在咱们先不学，以后再说。去一趟上城区皇宫，找一下法务官。已经有了隐身，阿 Sir 的那一套套装啊 ，C 把那套套装咱们就不穿了，没有必要。那套套装基本上比较适合其他的职业去穿，盗贼所以说真的是万金油啊，什么地方都能生存，生存力还贼强。唯一的缺点，没有远程。我想把这个白狼踢了，不太喜欢他的声音，给里给气的，有辱 Garrett 在我心中的形象，真的，说实话。我到了，1级的就够了，不用2级。 他来了，来了又如何？使用监狱钥匙。
Well, have you found some place I might sate my scholarly curiosities?
找到了，找到了。
Oh, to think such a place existed.
哎，这种模式真的就是宫崎英高魂类游戏的那种任务的交付形式啊！触发条件以后过来，本来就没有选项，
Guide me out.
太像了。
If you can.
走，带路。不能走正门啊，要走后面的偏门。但是这里其实有点假的，他可以堂而皇之的顶着守卫的这个脸上过。要知道他是没有隐身的，咱们才有隐身啊。日式 RPG 有些地方就比较的失真啊，感觉就不太实际。主要玩的就是一种机制。好多门啊！哎，东西可以拿。OK， 等他出来吧。老人比较慢的。
I lack information pertinent to this task. Consider hiring a pawn better.
Guide me outside then. This should be far enough. If you truly are arisen, then I swear to someday repay this debt I owe. Words may be wind, but there's naught else I can offer you at present. Pray visit me if you've the time or inclination. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some use to you.
好的，他去贫民窟的地下之猫了。咱们之前给那个贵族的少年的东西里面没有包含清醒药，所以他可能在野外出事了。小萝莉和保姆在这儿等着咱们，让咱们去救啊。这个任务一旦接取了以后是限时任务，一旦搁置时间过久的话，就会任务失败。其实我还是蛮希望他任务失败的，看看这个少爷死了以后会有什么发生。
Are they arisen? Yes. Follow me.
又是你，来吧，带路。舞厅在这一边，他要带咱们去的是调查另外一个大臣的房间。这一代跟上一代有一个比较大的区别，就是虽然都有一些主线啊，海量的怼到玩家的脸上，不过上一代基本都是在野外浪啊，这一代的话很多都是在王宫里面秘密侦查，都是夜晚的调查。来，自己进去。OK， 那如果是这样的话，咱们要锁定另外一个任务了，叫令人不安的接触。以防万一，开个隐身。
I wish the minister would be more careful. He takes the sentinel posted outside his chambers with him everywhere. There are times when no one's standing watch there at all.
一条重要的线索，房间门口可能会无人看守。这如果野外能这样无限体力，就真的好了，那就太爽。到了。
What business could be so pressing that I must be summoned at this late hour?
I would not presume to know, my lord. However, it must be a highly sensitive matter for the regent kin to request a private audience.
Or perhaps the boy has finally grown wise to the benefits my favor can bring.
My lord, if someone were to overhear...
王子啊，把艾拉德叫过去了。
Oh, unwring your hands, you fool! As if anyone in this palace would dare say a word against me. Now, if Wilhelmina calls, tell her to await me in my chambers.
好的，离得远一点。 引开他，方便咱们调查他的房间。这个地方啊，就要开始龙信2，我个人觉得非常有意思的这个关卡这块的设计的。在魂类游戏当中，包括比如说《艾尔登法环》、魂1、魂2、魂3啊，这个隐藏门，对不对？都是就是完全看不到的，你要武器攻击一下，它才会消失啊。但是本作的话，就我觉得很有意思，就很真实，不需要这种非常魔幻的设定。咱们仔细观察一下整个房间，目前好像什么东西都没有啊，但是注意墙壁，看到了吗？哎，这就很真实。可以用咱们常规的认知来理解。
Surely none more important than this. I speak of the ascension of the sovereign.
Indeed. But that, Your Grace, would be better discussed in the presence of your mother.
好，门开，窗户开了，成功脱出，找一个可以下去的地方。其实我现在开着隐身，堂而皇之的出去也可以的，无所谓。别！到马车上，搞定了。出来以后不用隐身了，这里不是警戒区了。这个花园让我想到了1代的王妃。午后阳光之花，太阳花。这花园真漂亮。
Well, well.
新人物登场。
Yours isn't a face I'm accustomed to seeing around the palace. How did you get in here?
第一眼看到他的这个发型和脸型，让我想到了 Yennefer， 好像啊。
Oi! Who goes there?
上来就亲。
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't do. How's a lady supposed to work with all these interruptions?
Oh, 'tis you, Lady Wilhelmina.
Mm-hmm. Do excuse us. We thought to enjoy a little fresh air. Though we had hoped for slightly more privacy, if you catch my meaning.
Apologies, my lady. But might I ask the name of your companion?
Are you sure it would be wise? Such knowledge has been known to cost a man his head.
Understood, my lady. If anyone asks, I shall say I saw naught.
一个正直的黑人小哥，很年轻啊，一看就非常的年轻。
A narrow escape. You should count yourself lucky that he was so easily flustered. I don't appreciate having my motives questioned. I did as I saw fit. Need I say more? Still, you are welcome to come calling, should the fancy take you, and should you have the gold for it.
红楼的妈妈桑给了咱们一个市医馆的会员卡。这市医馆在哪里呢？在王室的，在王室的，看一下啊，在哪里来着？哎，这怎么看不到？这张地图可能看不到啊，要出去才行。先出来。就这里，就这里，现在没有标记出来，应该就是这儿，如果没记错的话。看看舞厅有没有结束了。舞会。哦，已经开始了，正好赶上。啊，进来的时候咱们要穿上舞会的 假面以及正装，否则的任务不会触发的。看到了一个可疑的人，从后面走过去了，左拐以后消失了，跟上。这是之前咱们拿这套正装衣服的箱子已经打开过了，拍卖行买的，不是商店买的话要好几万还是好几十万。然后一路往前走，这里什么都没有，又是个箱子，两个花束。从这儿往前走会发现又绕回了原地。这里应该是去塔楼另一边的路了。那他到底去了哪里呢？跟刚才一样，仔细的观察墙壁。哎，找到了。不是，怎么回事？怎么门会锁上的呀？尴尬了，这是任务出 bug 了，或者是舞会刚结束，我掐着舞会结束的时间点过来的。舞会结束了，这扇门就锁上了。啊，果然散场了，我去，这早知道我不演示了，直接进去得了。那没办法，在这儿简单的再做一下吧。希望那个贵族少年出去的事情任务不会失败啊。
It seems you've made a discovery regarding the false sovereign.
Well, this simplifies things. Our task is nearly done.
在等
Now
待
we must
等待到
report
傍
to
晚。
Captain Brandt. That's the way of things, is it
这个时间
not?
可能可以。
We shall await you here, Master.
舞会开了吗？
Mayhap you've been misinformed.
现在没有舞会，还得等待，时间没到，很尴尬。他没有一个确定的时间，比如说晚上大致几点，然后咱们就等待到这个时间点就可以了，只能干等。再闭个眼吧。呀，天亮了，这就离谱。可以了，不能再等了，再等又要天亮了。一天在椅子上可以闭眼4次，就正好是一天24小时。早上、上午、下午、晚上。
I must ask you to comport yourself with the
好的，
utmost civility while
咱们走。直冲隐藏门。哎，这次可以了。打开地图看一下。哎，看现在这个显示跟刚才就不一样啊。3张图，这是我都有点看不懂了。这3张图啊，应该是在贵族区。这个红楼，又碰面了。
Well now, you're...
What is it? Has something happened?
We have it on good authority that a suspicious individual passed through here.
We need to scour the area. Well, scour will be right.
In here.
Open up!
Open this door right now.
酝酿一下。
You're dressed rather austerely for a patron.
My humblest apologies, Lady Wilhelmina. We've had reports of an unseemly character in the vicinity, you see, and...
Preposterous. I was out front till but a moment ago, and I did not see so much as a shadow.
Be that as it may.
You are excused. Leave this place, ere you invite our noble host's wrath upon yourself. I will summon you if aught is amiss.
演技满分。
And what business have you here? In the nobles' playground? You've the face of someone in search of a juicy morsel. Would you be looking for this, perchance?
Come on, then. Keep pouring. Do you take me for some green lad who can't handle his cups? I'm your damned king, and a king deserves royal treatment.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Tell us, Your Majesty, would you prefer more drink, or shall we find some other way to amuse ourselves?
Aye. Let's change things up.
I believe I cautioned you to keep your drunken revelry in check. Lest you forget, these celebrations of your valor are but a pretense for more serious matters.
I know. I do. It's just I get the poison in me and things happen is all.
You need only serve as our false king until Sven becomes consul. Till then, however, you would do well to remember that your role demands a certain degree of dignity. I trust you understand your position, Your Majesty.
Nay, I mean, as you say, I'll go and sober up.
Why not remove yours as well? This is not the masquerade hall, and we now find ourselves quite alone. What say we dispense with such pretenses and speak openly with one another, Lord Phasus?
今天猛料。
That will do. If you're discovered, yours won't be the only head that rolls. What is your purpose here, I wonder? If you came to learn of the Sovereign, then 'tis as you have seen. The man is naught but a ale-swilling pretender propped up by the Queen Regent. Of course, that begs the question. If he's a mere mummer, then where might our true Arisen be? You'd best go. I'll do what I can to help you make your escape.
聪明的女人很危险。
Come see me in my bordlery, whene'er you're so inclined. I'll instruct my attendants to send you straight to me.
好了，简单的说明了这边的这个仓管的用途啊，这让我想到了真的那什么巫师3啊。当然这里面是没有任何那种不和谐的画面的，不过呢，在这里来哈比过后会有一个 buff， 据说是增加耐力上限。我觉得这个东西不应该是这个对吧 ？play 过以后应该是耐力下降嘛，怎么会耐力上限增加的？吃了什么药还是什么？怎么说？刚才隔壁偷窥的那段影像看得出来了，惊天猛料啊！一个是咱们跟踪那个人就是假的觉醒者之王，从之前掩人耳目的那个混淆视听的村子就知道，他原本是个盗贼啊，还是盗贼大师的继承者，但是因为一些事情失败了，胸口露了伤疤以后，他灵机一动，把自己变成了这个假觉醒者之王。那么这个女的呢，明显就是宫妃迪莎了。
I searched high and low for you.
旁边提到这个法泽斯。现在咱们可能还觉得比较陌生啊，其实他应该就是邻国，应该是巴达尔的主公了。那么两个国家的元首待在一起密谋，他们想干嘛？他们想干嘛 ？OK， 接下来看看坏，等会儿看一下。 那个谁来着？小男孩哦，还在，可以，任务没有消失啊。
Oh, sir, the young master has not returned. I beg you, find him and bring him safely home. If aught were to befall him,
You'll help him, won't you, Arisen?
小萝莉，我是为你好啊！他如果死了，你就可以待在这里了，尽享荣华富贵啊！而且这是你应得的。唉，行吧，简单打开地图看一下他所在的位置，就还是必须得去救他。早知道我多带一个觉醒药给他了，省得我再跑一趟啊！真烦这货。咱们还得坐马车前往维梅。来吧，坐一趟马车吧。这是一个现实任务，看他有没有沙漏。我记得啊，有沙漏，是个现实任务。时间久了他就会死亡啊。我其实真的很好奇，想看看死亡以后他这一家子会怎么样。我真觉得死亡以后，他母亲可能觉得为了不让外面的人知道，那就直接把自己的女儿当成儿子养呗，对不对？但是这个保姆可能工作还是会不保，很有可能。要不咱们不去救他吧？救他干啥？不救。不救，这次我决定做个恶人，不救。
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal, a land with which Vermin has no official dealings at present. Let me see. It reads.True to our word,
按照规定，按照约定，奉上弑神者之身。
Pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready ere our plans are set in motion.
因此，在计劃實施之前，要盡快拿下梅维村。所以，之前咱們烏利卡成為了政治的棋子。
A meager clue, to be though, 'tis clear that the Queen Regent conspires with Batal.Though the political situation is stable at present, much blood has been spilled between Vermund and its neighbor in the past. I fear such a partnership would only portend the drawing of more. At any rate, 'twould seem our search has led us to only more questions. Chief among them, what is meant by securing Melv and this God's way? I will investigate these matters as best I can. In the interim, Your Majesty,Only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen Regent's plot can we begin to thwart it. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this.
5000塊錢
As a reward for Your Majesty's efforts, you will of course require raiment befitting of the occasion. I would there is much we ought to tend to.If we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim, it seems Magistrate Wardor has been safely delivered from his cell. The man's dedication to justice shall doubtless be a great boon to our cause. Mayhap 'twould be prudent to visit the man on occasion and avail yourself of his vast stores of wisdom. Now, would you be so kind as to return the key I lent you?
好，监狱的戒指要监狱的钥匙要问他拿回了。上交啊！不过这个东西呢，在商店那边也是可以买到的，甚至卡表没羞没臊的把这些道具设置为了可以氪金的道具，这个以几块钱到几十块钱不等的价格挂在了商城啊，自己去买就行了。如果想要的话。
I thank you. Pray, take this. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim.Well, well. He is merely Deesa's puppet, then. 'Tis likely that he knows naught of her schemes. Even were he to be removed, I suspect some other would simply be made to take his place. But if there's aught that compels my attention, 'tis this other man you mention. Phasus, was it? He seems a man of import, and yet I have never heard.
坏了，我是不是剧透了？哇，我的锅不应该剧透的。我以为这个剧情上已经交代了他是谁了，结果连贝伦特都不知道。
Pray, allow me to investigate this matter further. You've done well.
好的，大把的收钱，真爽。
There is much we ought to tend to. If we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim
最后一个任务关于继位宴。
All shall change once we have attended the coronation. If your Majesty has any unfinished business to attend to, 'tis best you do so before we depart. Very well. Is there aught else you would speak of?
等等，这个任务现在先不能做啊，因为咱们那个东茂南还没有搞定，要把那东茂南也找到。东茂南也是一个比较重要的线索，如果把这个继位宴解决掉了以后，可能东茂南那个任务就失败了，我不确定。
This is generally used as a material.
咱们睡个觉，到白天我一定要把它找到手。
I feel refreshed and ready for a new day.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
I hope you slept well.
墙上没有礼物，想我的人看来越来越少了。简单的逛一下啊，看那个兜帽男在不在？哎，贝伦特，我感觉他不睡觉的，晚上在酒吧，白天就出来执勤上班，太离谱了。坏了，不会错过了吧？这个任务怎么还不出现？哦，有了，看到他了！别跑！
My, I'm trapped like a rat in a cage.
叫做贝尔穆德，
And fleet of foot.
有点像那种恐怖分子的名字呢。询问身份。
'Tis obvious, no? I am an agent, of a sort. Let's just say there are some who don't want you wandering about as you please. I was to report on your comings and goings, you see. But I suppose that job's over, now you found me out. So, how about it, friend? Will you let me go? I've no reason to trouble you any further.
不可能放过你的，开玩笑。
Understandable. Still, no.
那开打吧，找个守卫在旁边，看贝伦特来不来啊？要把他带到贝伦特那边去。我不动手。这守卫像个傻子一样。我靠！看这爆射，看这爆射！我太离谱了。好，贝伦特来了。
You there! Halt!
Shit! We're in for it now.
With all likelihood, he is an agent dispatched from Batal. Pray, let us handle the rest. We will hear all he has to say before the week is out. I bid you, wait till then.
好，任务搞定了。
This ladder can take us to new
如果像刚才那种战斗的时候呢，贝伦特没有出现啊，咱们把他打死了，也有解决的方法。先把他扛到一个你能跳过时间的地方，比如说椅子，比如说你自己家的住宅，把它扔在地上，然后你睡到晚上，用龙脉之心把它复活，然后再把它不是睡到晚上，不是睡到晚上，然后不要把它复活，把它扛在身上，去酒馆当着贝伦特的这个面把它复活，复活以后他要打的时候，贝伦特就会发话了啊，这也是一个处理方法，因为有的时候他可能贝伦特不是及时出现的。 这次咱们只是运气好，贝伦特直接及时出现了。好，现在的话依然时间跳转，可以去继位宴了。他们真开放这种杂货店，咱们后厨这一块啊，店的后面仓库这块都能随便进，就不怕偷东西。状态很好，直接打坐吧，不睡觉了。 再睡一次。OK。
This looks as good a place as any.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim.
抓到了密探。
Ah, yes. regarding your pursuer from some days past. When he learnt of your Majesty's escape, he began inquiring after your movements. As to how he learned your Majesty's location with such ease, I intend to extract the answers from him anon. I shall be sure to inform you when I do. Pray, take this.
So someone saw fit to monitor you.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. Aught shall change once we have attended the coronation. If your Majesty has any unfinished business to attend to, very well. The coronation is to take place on the morrow. We...
第一随从出问题了。
Master, pray leave this place. My body, it refuses to obey me. There is a voice within my mind. It commands me, sways my very will.
Sways your will? Could it be that the gods sway? We must quit this place, Your Majesty. I fear our plans may fall to naught. Let us return to the tavern.
这个地方，我个人的表现对于觉醒者有些失望的，一会儿再说。
We've been had.
为什么失望啊？你就感觉第一随从都这么痛苦了啊，咱们这个觉醒者的面部表情一点反应都没有，我觉得这个有些失望。
The false sovereign commanded the pawns at the coronation, proving his own power as arisen. According to Regent King Sven, the pretender was wearing some sort of lavish necklace at the time. I imagine this artifact is the godsway mentioned in that letter. Perchance 'tis a tool that grants power akin to that of the true arisen. Alas, unless we find some way to unmake this godsway's power, proving your Majesty's legitimacy shall be difficult indeed. Allow me to speak to the agent we captured some days past. Perchance he knows aught of use.
Never could I have imagined such an outcome. What manner of artifact is this godsway? I suppose 'tis pointless to ponder. Let us await the results of Captain Grant's investigation.
这种东西在
You are correct.
这种东西在一代是完全没有出现过的东西。弑神者之身能够强行控制这些随从。一代时候咱们就知道，龙信里面的随从他们是没有自我意志的，他们是徘徊于各个平行的异世界的。只有觉醒者出现的时候，他们才会听其号令，自己没有任何的意愿、想法、欲望。觉醒者心里想什么，他们就做什么，是这么一个概念。一代时候，这个支线叫什么赛琳对吧？那个小萝莉，她曾经的主人就提到过这个事情，为了让她转世成人，做了很多的努力。再等待一天时间。好了，刚才那个贵族少年的，不是他还没死吗？这有点离谱了，这逼着我去救他，咱们都等了2天了。
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true arisen. If the information we pried from the agent is to be believed, there is a place in Batal devoted to the study of arts most queer. I believe it is worthy of investigation. Should fortune smile upon us, your Majesty may even discover some method of undoing the Godsway's hold over the pawns. Yet official dealings twixt Vermund and Batal are suspended, and 'tis no simple matter to gain passage through the latter's fortress. Fortunately for us, however, The agent was hiding this on his person.
挺好。
I bid you take it. 'Tis an entry permit, allowing passage through Batal's fortress. It even bears the crest of the Batali Palace. It must have been commissioned by someone with great influence. I doubt any would dare impede your passage with such an item in your possession. There is one other thing, Your Majesty. With an oracle who once served in the Vermondian court, now resides in Batal.
王宫御用的预言者现在正居住在巴达尔。
This oracle foretold the coming of the Arisen, and was banished from the kingdom when her prophecy displeased the Queen Regent.
会不会是个老朋友呢？
Indeed, 'twas by this same oracle's power that the agent in question came to know of Your Majesty's whereabouts. The oracle knows much of the Arisen. Should you make her acquaintance, she may be able to offer you aid during your infiltration.
这么一来，咱们任务的指向就要前往巴达尔了，一个全新的国度。但是在这之前呢，
I've been looking for you. Sven wants to meet with you. Says he'll be waiting in his quarters.
行，斯温少爷找咱们啊，王子找咱们。
Mayhap you will think this a trifle, but the events of the coronation are as vivid in my mind as if they occurred only yesterday. We must needs uncover this secret power that allows for the command of pawns.
在这之前，还有一些地方的任务需要去处理。比如说咱们小萝莉的这个5本书啊，也就是巫师大师技能的这个书任务，叫什么？手持憧憬。另外呢，关于关口旅店村那边，咱们也是还没有去啊，到时候去了以后要先去做那边的任务。我一直压着没有做，就是原因就不想把这个任务的流程给它打乱了。
Have no fear, Master. I'll fare all right without you.
而且很多都会错过，怎么说呢？错过时机。 去找一下斯温的房间，依然是从旁边进。先去2楼吧。 我只认识这条路，其他路都没有走过。其实这条路是挺远的。刚才来到艾拉德的房间的附近，第一次搜索迪莎的房间好像也是走的这条路。啊，现在门应该是锁上的啊，没错。斯恩王子的房间应该是在，看一眼。 哟，这里面有什么？啊，也是这套衣服啊，好多地方能拿到这套衣服，到时候直接卖几套。好，这里门也是锁上的。反正它的地形是个 U 字形。找到了。
I heard from Captain Brandt that you plan to make for Batal in order to continue your investigation. As for me, I've been looking into my mother's movements since last we met, and I happen upon this. 'Tis a letter she discarded, only half written. It seems to be addressed to someone called Phasus.
Phasus.
I passed an eye o'er it, though I failed to grasp its meaning, or what compelled her to throw it away. Here, I thought it best that you have it. Mayhap you could glean aught from it that I could not. And if you do, would you be so kind as to share it with me? That is, only if you've the time to spare. I am in no position to make demands, of course.
月亮藏于云中啊，简单的来看一下这封信，写了一半的信。哦，这样看不了，要从任务里面看。亲爱的法泽斯殿下，我从心底里感谢你送上了弑神者之身，所以这个东西是法泽斯从巴达尔那边带过来的。今宵明月隐于阴，淡待日光接我心。文章到这里就结束了。那么这封信要去给谁来鉴别到底是什么意思呢？博学多识的是谁？目前咱们碰到所有博学多识的，唯一看起来像个智者的是谁？ 先想办法出去啊！我有点绕晕了，没有走原来的路，绕晕了。哦，这里是那个叫什么地下的那个宝库啊！以后在野外拿到一个这边地下宝库的钥匙以后，可以进来拿几件特有的装备。简单看一下地图，大致位置，地下宝库应该就是从这边一路往下走，走到这个下面。我现在所在的位置在哪？啊，我在这儿呢，出来就是了。哦，就这里面，知道了。咱们刚才走的是那边。行，从保安室出去。这边我熟，走了好多次了。走吧，法务官，贫民窟。
What is it? Have you brought me something to sate my unquenchable thirst for knowledge? No, a letter, is it? Let but know that tonight the moon shall again be shrouded in a veil of gossamer clouds, awaiting the return of the sun's warming glow. Well, well, I'd not thought Disa the capacity for such refinement. 'Tis a love letter of a sort.
情书
One that draws on ancient symbolism to convey its message. The moon represents a woman, the sun, a man. Put simply, what this letter means to communicate is, I miss you.
迪莎宫妃饥渴了。
A surprisingly saccharine sentiment coming from the Queen Regent. Would you not agree? I know not who this Phasis is, though 'tis safe to say that Disa is rather invested in him.
法务官都不知道法泽斯是谁。
What concerns me is this godsway mentioned in the first line. If we can take this letter at its word, and 'twas indeed granted to the Queen Regent, we can surmise that it must be something tangible, an object. As to what manner of object, however, I can only begin to guess. And I'm not one for pointless conjecture.
好的，那这样的话，咱们下一步依然也是要前往巴达尔了。所有的线索全部指向巴达尔，颜之国都是指向巴达尔的。另外还有一个苦恼的嫩枝啊，这个任务的话，咱们后续不用担心，后续咱们会去做，因为这个任务是我需要去转职转成弓箭手以后，过去把任务接了以后，再回来把它转回盗贼的，也是让我最头疼的一个任务。但是这个任务不做又不行，因为它是精灵支线的开局，如果你不做的话，整个精灵的整条支线就废了，就没了，就非常的麻烦。现在回到地表去睡一觉。给这个贵族的小少爷最后一次机会，如果我睡一觉起来，这个任务还在，我们就去救；如果我睡一觉起来，任务失败了啊，咱们来看看失败以后是什么状态。哎，有贝伦特，他送了一把正义之剑给咱们，这是战士用的，迟钝战士用的剑，盗贼用不了。只有兵长以上级别才可以佩戴的剑，对咱们一种身份的认可吧，可以理解为是。咱们这一套衣服还得带身上，因为后续还有任务需要用到它，就很麻烦。
A good sleep will ensure we are prepared for the morrow.
Now we've the vim to tackle the day ahead.
Off we go then.
好吧，这小少爷很坚挺，走，救他去。把装备换一下，面具给他脱下来了，可以。虽然其实也挺好看的，换上作战服。
New day, a new perspective.
出发。在维梅的附近，直接坐马车过去。
Must we run everywhere? You are an impatient one, Arisen.
Let us endeavor to keep up, though we are less fleet of foot.
先把车能用吗？
This ox cart's bound.
哎，正好赶上，不用等待。大早上的，赶长途还是得起早啊。哟，哇，我玩了近150个小时了，做驿站第1次平安抵达，马上出门买彩票，我去。来吧，跟着我走，就小少爷去。这次是强盗啊？什么意思？哎，坏了，我忘记换技能了，隐身还带在我身上呢。为什么这些强盗都很黑，被晒得很黑？哎呦
Tremendous work. Let us aim for greater precision with our next attempt.
Stay with me, Arisen. Wait right there.
就在这附近。
Master, I discovered a treasure chest hereabouts during my last journey beyond the rift. Shall I guide you to it?
好，他死了。他，我不能表现得这么开心。他死了。他死了，赶紧回去看看咱们的小萝莉能不能过上荣华富贵的生活了。没能救的啊！如果救的话，他应该在前面那个草丛里面。 给他特定的药剂，让他帮他治疗就行了。
We're all of differing vocations, aren't we?
One should think we'll be able to counter whatever comes our way.
I see it as a glad thing. We are well poised to supplement each other's strengths.
正好维美里面转一圈，看看现在维美里面是个什么状况。这里已经被宫妃给卖了，门口没有任何的人，里面呢？ 乌里卡曾经的宅邸现在变成什么样了？哇哦，啊，还是有人的。不对，这些都是随从啊。
I only work when I fancy, but I get by.
哦，这是那小萝莉的老爸啊，艾诺。
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
We ought to put it to good use.
这里已经人去楼空。 哎，说实话，真的还是这里住着舒服啊。这哈弗村，看看那谁，乌里卡住的都是什么房子呀？好了，回王城。不对，哦，还是回王城吧。咱们现在手头上书还差1本，交不了给小萝莉。如果回去的路上依然碰不到入侵，录完这期视频，我绝对去买彩票，绝对的。这太难得一见了。
I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
怎么还有人蹭车的呢？这车费是我付的，你都没付钱。我就说嘛，对不对？基本上是必出一次入侵的。好了，到了，去上城区。如果少爷死了， 小萝莉依然要回到贫民窟，只能说我是非常大的罪人了。保姆不在了。
Arisen! Haven't seen you in a while. If you're wondering about Sebastian, well, they found him. But now everyone says this is my home. Even Sikandric. This is how it has to be. And I can't call myself Daphne anymore either. I have to say my name's Sebastian.
但是这样就不能做回自己了啊，就有得必有失吧。
I don't know what to think. My life's gone all topsy-turvy.
'Tis a grievous thing that Master Sebastian has met his end. The fault of ill preparation, no doubt.
'Tis loathsome being the bearer of such ill tidings.
苦涩啥呀？一点都不苦涩，
I lack
有什么好苦涩
information
的？
pertinent to this task.
但是保姆呢？
Consider hiring a pawn better apprised of such matters.
去找一下保姆。保姆被解雇啦。哎，女主人，这女主人很消瘦，瘦的感觉有点垮形了已经。
A crime committed here will see one confined to jail.
保姆不在。
I've heard that jailers are paid a pittance, despite the hardships of their work.
Then a bribe might avail us, should the time come.
去一趟贫民窟。
And I can't call myself Daphne anymore. I don't know what to think.
任务应该已经是没有了。去一趟贫民窟看看什么情况啊。 然后在这边的上面还有另外一个任务，也是需要去岩之国的，巴达尔的，应该是在这附近吧。目前还没有碰到，是关于一个收藏家的系列任务，我得逛一逛，别到时候没接到以后再来就很麻烦。不在往事里面。啊，是这位。
What's this?
Mm-hmm.
Come to admire my sculptures, have you? Ho ho! To think my eminence as a collector would reach in the ears of the Arisen. If only my collection were complete, I'd fain allow you to inspect it. Alas, the sculpture that I commissioned to be its centerpiece is yet to arrive, and 'twould wound my pride to have you behold my collection ere 'tis made whole. If your curiosity shall not be denied, however, mayhap you consider paying a visit to the sculptor in my stead.
雕刻家出情况了。
The man's home is located in Bakbatal. You need only tell him that I eagerly await the sculpture's completion.
A simple conversation
好的，
often
年轻
reveals what a week of
雕刻
searching
家的
never
忧
could.
郁，
Whom shall we speak with first?
这就放心了。现在去趟贫民窟。 贫民窟的修女啊，修女长还有事情。修女站在门口了。
Oh, it's not right. It doesn't make any sort of sense. The doctor examined him afore and said he'd be better with a bit of medicine. Yet ever since he came here, he's only gotten worse.
I understand how you must feel, but you must see that your son's health continues to wane. There is no medicine that can heal him outright. He requires proper treatment. I am caring for him as best I can. I beg only for your patience. However, if you truly cannot entrust him to me, perhaps you would care to take him home with you instead. Mayhap convalescing in a place familiar to him would aid his recovery. Of course, I would be sure to visit him as oft as I am able.
Home, you say?
Dear, we are pressed enough as 'tis.
All right, he stays. But pray bring my son back to health.
I will look after him. I swear it.
这里的平民啊，出现了疫情。
Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, forgive me. You're not a patient, are you? 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient. You would procure it yourself. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some miasmite? The slums are a bane to the body's humors, and its residents are oft prone to illness. We do what we can with what little we have, but we're always short on help. Your aid is most appreciated, sir. Yes, sir.
他要的就是3个瘴气石，之前已经准备好了。夜晚打那些幽灵啊，会掉，掉率很高。
Have you procured what I asked? Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. But in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived, an unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. So, he was put into our care.
垃圾堆的剩女。
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price.
这世上有些人会撒谎，这句话就非常的讽刺。
But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. Come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there. Help me. Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet... something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the gracious hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
好，接下来咱们要调查这个地方了。之前来到这里，其实曾经听到一些古怪的叫喊声，有点像丧尸一类的东西。现在越看这个艾莲娜啊，这个脸就越诡异。打开任务面板，简单看一下任务的提示：调查救赎之家的不好的传言。下面是重症医疗区，这里已经没有活人了。哇，这里还躺着一个，哇，听到声音了。这有一句
Medicine?
Monica
Now.
有2个。
Oh, someone help me. Jahan? Oh.
一个布帘进来以后，哦，哇，一个盆子里面全都是血液一样的东西，不知道是什么东西。这儿有一些怪物的肢体啊， 哥布林的、鸟人的羽毛等等之类的。好多。嗯哼。
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convert. None of the other sisters.
下面是修女长自己治疗的地方。
Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind.
和特殊的药，呻吟和惨叫。
Strange cries and moans drift up from below, which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeared for them.
好的，一个小修女告诉了咱们一些事情。
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the abbess can enter? If the gracious hand has a secret, 'tis the abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must. You've my thanks. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss, should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need.
这个兽人啊，身体是坏了，
Thank you somehow.
但是脑子没坏。他给了我一本调配知识技能书啊，这是一个全新的道具。调配知识的技能书啊，学会该技能的追随者随从会在地图上标记能获得的强化材料的地点。以后这样的技能书会越来越多，比如说太阳之花啊、什么矿石啊等等之类的。
How might we enter the basement sick room?
I concur.
有了，有了两个啊，一个是患者的治疗记录，
Mayhap 'twould serve us well to track down the
还有个是在桌子上的
mentioned in these records of treatment.
成分不明的口服药。
True enough.
I pray this will convey the depth of my gratitude.
给了我一个整理行李的技能书。这个技能书功用是什么？学会概念的追随者会自动进行材料调配或交换伙伴的携带品。就如果咱们操纵了，它会自动来拿。哇，那太爽了！这比一代好多了。如果真是这样的话，我来试一下，看它自己会不会挪。也可能是它调配完了以后往我背包里塞，这是我不愿意看到的。
You're back. Pray, tell me, have you found anything?
把兵力交给他。
These look like records of treatment. Johan and Bruno. I know these two. They left here not long ago, fit as a pair of fiddles. I recall them being especially meek to the abbess. Mayhap, at any rate, they may know aught of use. Loathe.
好的，咱们去问问他。药不用给他，有人可以给。拿到药的成分以后，证据就确凿了。来到酒馆，这边有曾经的2个患者，这是康复了还是怎么说？应该是康复了。
Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, a saint-like. Her earnest care saw me back to full health.
你是幸运的。
I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room, and she watched o'er me through it all, bless her. Can't say as I miss that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy, filled with the moaning of the sick. Suppose 'tis only to be expected, given the state of those assembled. I'm sure I was moaning too.
Elena. Ah, yes. The Abbess of the Gracious Hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. But I must admit, You see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But in the end, I survived. But methinks I was one of the lucky few. And once, I saw her, the abbess, meeting with a strange man.
线索来了。
She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up. And he gave her something small in return. You'd think 'twere medicine, but I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. They were whispering, but I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. 'Tis well suspicious, eh? Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square in the eastern part of the common quarter, and always a night, as I recall.
I'll take that.
好的，线索来
We
了
might。find a useful
夜晚在浦东贫民区的东部广场。东部广场打开地图以后，可以看到差不多就在已经标记出来了。这一次倒是标记了，真的是有的任务不标记，有的任务标记，搞不懂了。反正我可以100%确定，本作当中的任务系统很多地方绝对是借鉴了艾尔登法环的，因为曾经的艾尔登法环实在是太出圈了。 能看到艾尔登法环的影子，包括地图的这种探索系统啊，
Excellent find.
有了。艾琳娜不在，艾琳娜不在，咱们得再睡一觉，就在我屋子正对面啊，睡到晚上。
Shall we get some rest then?
Tis an odd thing to wake after the sun has fallen.
Shall we check our packs and be off?
Feeling rested, I trust?
怎么还是不在呀？不对劲！哦，你怎么突然出现了？我去！
Here.
Aye, this is plenty. Lord Phasus is like to be in your debt.
又提到了法泽斯。
Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to procure this much so quickly.
这个法泽斯多管齐下呀，跟踪咱们，然后这边修女贫民窟啊，然后那边又是王室跟这个迪莎。
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith. 'Tis simple for me to extract what I require.
Ha! You're a fearsome one. Here's hoping I ne'er end up in your care.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine. I'd not be seen here with you.
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the Lady Saint's image in the eyes of the common folk, would we? Here's your special medicine.
Glad we understand each other. Till next time.
Aye, be seeing you.
Lord Phasus. 'Tis a name of great import, of that I am certain.
That's odd.
修女这边的情况已经确定了，再跟她聊一聊。
Chaos in the world begins with chaos of
马
the
上
mind.
装作什么都没发现啊，她还故意不走。现在打开这个任务，垃圾堆的圣女，搜集证据，抓捕她。那么接下来咱们手头上就剩下那一瓶来历不明的口服的药啊，需要去找一个地方鉴定。这鉴定的地方呢，是咱们下一期需要去到的关口旅店村，也是咱们目前专辑还没有去到的地方。今天咱们这一期的《龙之信条2》就到这边结束了，我是Zuddy，让我们下期西进出发再见，拜拜。